I haven't talked Flash in a while. So the reason being that it wasn't on my on demand. Now I found out it's moved over to Netflix. Thanks for letting me know, Netflix. Anyways, Netflix will tell me about all this other crap I don't want. So I've been catching up on season 5, and I think 4 episodes in, or 3 or 4 or whatever. And so Flash's daughter, uh, the actress that plays the role is 34 years of age. She looks 19. Good job. But that being said, I'm not sure that I'm sold on this season's storyline. The fact that the Harrison Wells they've picked this year kind of comes across as cartoony probably doesn't help. Cisco whining about Gypsy and then all this. I don't know. There's a lot in this season that I'm not a fan of, which is too bad because I thought last season with the Thinker was amazing. Do you know what's funny too is last year at the start of the year I looked at reviews. So I looked at reviews that people were putting up and I was like, okay. So it looks like, a lot of the reviews said gets back to what season 1 was. Gets back to the simplicity. So all the other stuff about future Barry and present Barry and all that stuff's gone and it's back to just being good old-fashioned Flash. So I looked up reviews for this season and it says back to good old-fashioned Flash. Which is it? Last year's good old-fashioned Flash or this year's? Anyways, I'm not sold on it. I really, really not. And it's too bad because the other thing I want to talk about in this video is Doctor Who. Now, I was a big fan of Doctor... I still love Jodie Whittaker, don't get me wrong. And the new companions are fun, but I don't care. That's the biggest problem. This past week's episode was recorded on my PVR on Sunday, and I didn't think to watch it till Monday night. Doctor Who was must-see viewing. I never missed an episode. 2 years ago, I would plan my day. My Sunday was planned around the debut of a brand new episode of Doctor Who. Series 9 of Doctor Who, almost said season, but series if you're British. Series 9 of Doctor Who was fantastic. And yet, it bled a lot of viewers, and Series 10 was awful. Okay, the last year of Capaldi's run was absolutely brutal. It was terrible. And I had hoped for a new start with Whittaker, and her first episode was okay, and I thought, all right, so this is different. It's like old Doctor Who. The only thing I learned from this week's episode was Patangs are kind of cute, and I wouldn't mind having one as a pet. I know they're toxic to touch, and they eat everything, and they want to, they'll accidentally kill everybody, but they're cute, so, there's that. And that was all I really cared about, and then it was just sort of gone, and then there's this storyline about a queen and the man giving birth. And here's the thing. People talk about social justice. And that's the big overlying reason that people say they're tuning out. I'm tired of the social justice stuff being shoved down my throat. Bring back Moffat. How many characters were gay under Moffat? How many different social injustices were explored under Moffat? And the first go around there, the first 4 seasons, Jack Harkness was not a straight man. Beautiful man. Absolutely. John Barrowman's a fantastic guy. But, character was gay. And there were a lot of not very thinly veiled social justice things on that show, too. But here's the problem. It's boring. I'm bored. And I haven't seen anything that's coming up. I look at the preview for next week's episode and I'm like, really? They're going to 1940s India? Oh no. Come on. And it's not about wanting Daleks, because this is the other thing I've seen on Facebook and on Twitter. People saying, you just want Daleks and Cybermen. I'm glad they're doing something different. No, I'm glad they're doing something different. But remember, when Moffat took over, he brought us the Silence, and the Silence were terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. So far, what we've got in this series is big spiders in one episode that all died horribly. The guy was saying, let's just shoot them. That was actually a more civil way to make them die than just starving them to death. Since when does the Doctor say, I'd rather starve these things than put them out of their misery quickly? Okie dokie. But again, it's one of these logical lapses that the show is now suffering from. And again, Jodie Whittaker's fantastic. We're kind of stuck in the same situation as last year where Peter Capaldi's a fantastic doctor, plays the role so well, but the scripts, I honestly, if it wasn't for the fact I watched this with my wife, I wouldn't watch the rest of this series. It doesn't interest me. I don't see anything in an overarching storyline that interests me. It's just blah. I don't know how else to put it. So here I am with Flash, which has been kind of okay, meh. And I've got Doctor Who, which is kind of meh. And I think the reason why they've been made to feel that way, Kidding. If you have not watched the show Kidding, starring Jim Carrey, you need to see it. Kidding is fantastic. Kidding is clever, witty, dark, dramatic. Some parts are horrifying. There are moments of the show you go, holy crap, no, don't go in there. There are moments where you genuinely don't know what's going to happen next. They do an episode a little over halfway through the season where the whole episode is a flashback, and you kind of feel like you're being cheated until you realize where the story's going. You go, okay, yeah, no, this works. This is why they're doing the flashback here, and not at the start of the season. So, if you're looking for something good to watch on television, Kidding, highly recommended. Absolutely, could not recommend it more. Jim Carrey is the best he's been. He is sort of like, I've heard the comparison to Mr. Rogers, and that makes sense. But if you took Mr. Rogers and you combined him with Jack Torrance from The Shining, I give you Kidding. It is a fantastic series. It is pretty damn near flawless. I've watched all the way up to the end of episode 9. I know episode 10 comes out this weekend. So, very anxious to see it because I'm pretty sure that's the end of the series. I'm pretty sure it's a 10-episode series. And, Tara Lipinski's in there, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but wow. It's a really fantastic show. And it is everything that limited series should be. It really is. There have been limited series that I've watched I've gone, ugh. Like the most recent Twin Peaks, for instance, that I wasn't really a big fan of. But it's a challenge for me because with all the hockey I watch, and hockey is what I watch probably 6-7 hours a day. The funny thing is, I do a video yesterday on, how, with prospects, I go with certain sources, and at the draft table, I go based on the previews and what I hear from other writers and other pundits. And somebody made the comment of, well, you need to watch 10 games, of all 30 of the top prospects and make notes. I'm not a scout. I don't have time for that. That's 3 hours a game. That's 30 hours times 30. That's 900 hours. So I could do a draft video? Holy crap. And that's just 30. That's not even how they do it professionally. So I've got a partnership with an actual prospect site, which gets lost in all this, right? Which has nothing to do with this channel. That's all entertainment, but still, it kind of bleeds over the whole. What do you want from me? I spend so much time watching hockey, I can't keep up with the television shows I like that are a half an hour long in episodes, or if you're watching them on Netflix after, it's 40 minutes without commercials. Thank God, 40 minutes. Go watch more hockey. No, I already watched too much. And sometimes it can get frustrating. I know there are days where, Yvonne's like, oh, I kind of want to watch a movie. Be nice to watch something with the kids, and I'm like, there's hockey games starting at 4, and they're not over till 10:30, so I don't have time, which is almost daily. So yeah, when I see people saying you're not doing enough work, you don't work hard enough. It's work to watch a game between two teams you don't care about when you'd rather watch something else on TV. That's when it qualifies as work. Really is. So that's why I'm trying to catch up on Flash now. Yvonne's out. I'm trying to catch up on Flash. And I thought I'd throw in Kidding because it's a great show. It is. Yeah, I can't praise it enough. So there you go. Let me know what you're watching on TV. What new show has caught your eye? And if anybody wants to recommend iRobot, I know I haven't had a chance to catch it yet. I just haven't had a chance to catch it yet. It's It's a matter of the amount of time I have. And then during the summer, the last thing I want to do when it's 35 degrees out, Celsius, not Fahrenheit, the last thing I want to do is just sit in a house and watch TV all day, which doesn't work anyways because when you got 3 kids and it's hot and you kind of want to be out. Anyways, there you go. Let me know what you guys think, especially if you've been watching Flash this year, if you've been watching Doctor Who. Again, I love the show. I have no problem with social messages. They've been in the show from the beginning. It is a show that was designed for children in the 60s, and it was designed to teach history in the 60s, and designed to teach history in a way that was fun for kids. That's what the show was supposed to do, and then it became this whole other thing, and now maybe it's trying to get back to that. I don't know. It's just boring. I don't hate it. It's just boring. I don't really care. And I want to know if I'm the only one that feels that way. I don't care about this. Again, social justice, it's fine. But give me a storyline I care about. All right. I've yapped enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing right through you just happened upon this video. And I'll talk to you again soon.